I got an email from a lady who is, I won't give her name, I won't embarrass her, but I got permission to give the story. She sends me an email. This is the first email I've ever received anything like this. She sends me an email to tell me the compensation plan program is in error and it's actually paying out too much. You never get that in direct sales. If we short you a penny, we hear about it. You missed this little thing and this is a programming error. Even one time at USANA, we rounded to the penny and it didn't round, it truncated. So it paid to the closest penny. We had to round up 1 penny because people noticed it. So, oh, yeah, okay. So if it's in your error, we'll hear about it. But if it's in your favor, oh, I didn't really notice. Well, she noticed, and she sends me this email about matching bonus. And she informs me, she said, I've got a problem with matching bonus. So what's the problem? She said, well, she said in the email, she said, I sponsored in this line only 1 person. And then that line has been growing for me, but I noticed that I'm receiving matching bonus on now 6 people. Front line. And I only sponsored 1. So if I only sponsored 1 person, I'm receiving 15% on that. How can I be receiving 15% on the other 5? I just don't want you to pay out an inordinate amount in an already generous comp plan. What a beautiful lady. I didn't know they exist. Females who don't want more and more money. My wife's just the opposite. My wife hates money. Hates it. As fast as I can make it, she gets rid of it. The poor dear didn't want it. So I sent her back and I said, that's got to be the most beautiful comment on the planet. Now the funny thing is, only about 2/3 of you smiled when you heard that. There's about 1/3 of you kind of go, yeah, how did she get paid? Dynamic compression. Our compensation plan makes sure that matching bonus is always paid out at least 30%. Because if they don't do the business, we'll give it to somebody else. So matching bonus naturally compresses up to pay everybody. Wonderful concept. Pays out more on the comp plan, but doesn't on matching bonus. Those are the little details that we want to give you today. They're the takeaways that I want you to have, so that when you walk away, you will have as much confidence as I do in the compensation plan. Now, I wish we could say we're brilliant and be truthful. I say we're brilliant, well, maybe not. But we at ARIIX are very good at improving things. Very good at improving. We look at something that was developed and we say, okay, this worked, this worked, this worked, and this worked, but what didn't work very well? Oh, this isn't so good, this isn't so good, this isn't so good. Let's change it to make it better. That's what we did with the Activ8 compensation plan. We took the best of the unilevel, the best of the matrix, and the best of the binary, and put them into one comp plan. Now that's getting labeled out there as a hybrid, and it's not a fair label. A hybrid means I have 2 compensation plans and I put them together and you have to do them both. In our compensation plan, it's 1 comp plan, but you can teach anyone. So the first benefit that you have, that I would do if I were trying to teach someone, is I would talk about how unique the multi-line is. So you have this shape. Let's hope this isn't a Sharpie. And you have this shape. And you have this shape. That's it. No other types. I don't care how unique they tell you on the planet. I've never seen it in my life, and I know hundreds and hundreds of comp plans. Okay? So what's the value of the multi-line? Let me tell you the value. Do you want to build like a binary? You can build the compensation plan like a binary. I'm going to draw the multi-line, and I can draw it so it looks exactly like a binary. If you're used to a unilevel, when I go to teach the comp plan, I teach it like a unilevel. Because they love the unilevel. And if they like the matrix with a breakaway component, they're stupid. So I teach them the matrix plan. Yeah, oh, I love it when somebody comes up to me and says, oh, we have the matrix, we have a breakaway. We have a stair-step breakaway. I get so excited because I know I'm dealing with ignorance. And ignorance is bliss. Okay, so in the multi-line, you can build any genealogical structure. That's unique characteristic one, but it's very important because as you go to your prospect, find out where they come from. If they come from a mindset of a unilevel, talk about all the lines that you can start with. And you're going to talk about coming in with a gold pack or a silver pack. So they have 4 lines that they can bring their teams over and build with multiple lines. It's what they're used to, it's what they know, it's what they like. And you don't invoke change. Make sense? Okay. How many people? 4. That's it. That's all you want to do. The most you could possibly need in ARIIX's compensation plan is 6. But you only need 4 to break even, if you will, from a business perspective. Now, I'm not talking about a value perspective. The products alone are worth buying, as is evidenced by the top fact that you all want to talk to Deanna and products. But the reality is, the people who are going to make your money are not end consumers of the products. They are the persons that will give you validity to what we are doing. They'll give you legitimacy about the company, and its products are efficacious, effective, and demonstratable. But you want to become rich? Don't get me wrong. This man is not looking for consumers. They come naturally along the way. He's looking for people who will do what he does. The best thing he can find? No. The best thing he ever found was this guy and that guy. Because they do what he does. And the greatest day will be when they do what he does better than he does it.
I already have.
And that man is a perfectionist. He will do it again and again and again till he gets it right. The trouble is, most of us, when we hear no that many times, we take it personal and we quit. Rather than saying, I'm going to listen to no that many times, oh, I did it wrong. What should I have done different to get a more favorable response? That's the key. So in this situation, when you tell them 4 people is what you need, and all the no's you're going to hear, you're going to walk up and say, I want to find out about them. I want to know where they come from. Are they first-timers? Don't give them all the baggage about direct selling. They don't need to hear it. Were they a top leader once? Talk to them about how the company treats them. That resonates with them. But everyone wants to know, I can do the business. People are twice as likely to stay twice as long if they've received a commission check. Statistical fact. Twice as likely to stay twice as long. So what do you want to do? You want to get them a check as fast as possible. How was the Activ8 compensation plan designed? To get you a check as fast as possible. One of these sales look like this. That's a little inaccurate. Know why? It takes 28 people. 28! For them to earn as much in commissions as it's costing them every month for their juice. 28 people. No chance. And what happens? Little people don't make any money. When the little people don't make any money, they quit. When they quit, you quit because you can't make them stick. So next benefit about Activ8 compensation plan, 4 people. That's it. You will make as much in commissions as it's costing you to be on auto delivery, and therefore, they stay. When people make as much in commission as it costs them to stay, guess what retention rate is? 90%. When they make money in direct sales, the retention rate is better than 95%. So we got to make a money, and we got to make a money fast. Interestingly enough, the average consumer only spends just slightly better than the average distributor in direct selling in terms of retention.
Repeat that.
One more time. The average consumer, the average preferred customer, will buy as many orders from you as the average distributor. It is just barely better. No statistical difference in improvement. Crazy, isn't it? So guess what? We want to change that notion because a distributor buys more, on average, about 18 to 20% more than a preferred customer. So it is Deanna's job to get our preferred customers to buy more product and to stay longer because they love the value proposition of the product. Don't worry, ARIIX has come up with a loyalty program to create value in the products to improve the retention factor of their preferred customers. See, we sound smart, but it ain't because we're brilliant, it's because we're experienced. When I ran the IT department at USANA, we made every mistake in the book, and I told my boss, I don't know anything about IT, but I'll learn it. I will promise you this, we'll make every mistake, but we won't make it twice. ARIIX is a chance to look at what everybody did and not make the same mistake twice. So we built a compensation plan that anyone who is legitimately interested in doing the business can do for, and it's got to be duplicatable. If it's not duplicatable, no one's going to be able to repeat and do it. If that were the case, how come all of you are sitting in that man's meeting today? Think about it, you should all be doing your own. But there's something about him that's unique that he can do it. So our job is to help you understand how I can do it on a little scale for the people I need. Here's how we do it. You are going to do it in a duplicatable... Oh, you did something.
Working?
Yeah. If you decide to build 2 lines instead of 4, the minimum number of people that it requires to get your money back, if you will, and I want to say it from a business perspective, and then I don't want to have to keep repeating myself. Money back simply means you earn as much in commissions as it's costing you on auto delivery. From a technical standpoint, it doesn't cost you anything to be on auto delivery because you can retail the products. It's illegal to tell someone they have to be on auto delivery. You do not have to buy products to generate commissions or to be eligible for commissions. So it's a technicality, but it's very important because it's a legal difference. Right? You're looking confused, so I'm going to say that one more time. Did you know legally you cannot tell someone you must buy 100 points every 4 weeks to be eligible for commissions? Oh, I'm sorry. I've been in Japan. In Japan, it's 100. Thank you. 75 points to be eligible for commissions. Okay? Can't do it. They have to generate 75 points, whether that is through the sale of their products to end consumers or their own personal consumption of the products would count. You learned something today. Yeah, didn't know that. So we usually use the word generate 75 points. And that way they can generate it from any way they wish to do it, but that's the requirement to be commission eligible. All right. So, in order to break even, i.e. get your $100 in commissions equal to the $100 the auto delivery you generated, here's how we do it. I want you to assume this is you. And you have sponsored or have a downline, regardless of who sponsored them, from your upline or your downline or anyone in between, you have 6 people in your organization. We good? So you have, as they say in Japan, A-san, B-san, C-san, D-san, E-san, S-san. Everything has san after it. That's the same as saying Mr. Cooper. I'm Koopa-san. Koopa-san. That's Wilson-san. All right. So you have A-san, B-san, C-san. These people all generate 75 points for you. They're on auto delivery. That phrase is never going to change for me, no matter how much I try. Got it? 75 points. If we do the math on this from our compensation plan, 3 75s is 225 points, correct? 75 plus 75 plus 75, 225. And we earn 15% on a power line or a pay line, Since it's a tie, it doesn't matter which one. We multiply by 15%, what we got? Anyone? 33.75. Very good. You have $33.75 coming to you in a commission check. Those 75 points are costing you $100. Magic number to overcome, $100. Right. Well, in order to do it, there are two requirements for our first bonus, which is called Team Lead Bonus. The Team Lead Bonus is the first bonus people are eligible for, and it's Team Lead because it's our first title in our compensation plan. In order to be eligible for the Team Lead Bonus, if you have sponsored 4 people, any 4 people, doesn't matter. If you've sponsored 4 people who are on auto delivery, we will pay you a check for $33.75 exactly. $33.75 bonus. $33.75 bonus. What if you sponsor 50 people? $33.75 bonus. What if you sponsor 3 people? 0. This isn't modern education where everything's kind of right and everyone did a good effort and everybody gets a portion. It's an all or nothing shot. You get it or you don't. It is also terrible for big leaders. Because big leader sponsors lots of people and they get a whole whopping $33.75. Walk up to Tim. You've been to his house. Walk up to Tim's house and say, here's $33.75. Oh, please. Chump change. But Tim would also tell you this is a great bonus. Because this bonus isn't for me. This is for the downline. So that they are staying with me in enough time to make enough money that they won't ever leave. So it's perhaps his greatest bonus on this planet. And by the way, this bonus is very, very expensive. It is more expensive than line bonus and income position bonus combined. In fact, it's more expensive than line bonus, income position, and car bonus combined. Because it gives a lot of people a little bit of money. And that's a lot more than a few people, a lot of money. Another point to remember. It's really cool to walk around and saying, we've got one leader who's making $5 million a year, but for me it's absolutely horrible. Because $5 million a year means one person's taking it all. If we were serving a piece of pie, I said, hey, I got a piece of pie here today. We're going to make this pie and we're going to split it for everyone. And I brought up a piece of pie and it was this humongous piece of pie, a big old pie. And it's got a diameter of about 8 feet. And you all went, holy cow, that's a big piece of pie. And I said, yeah, but we're going to have some key lime pie. Or rhubarb. Okay, decide which you like them. And I said, okay, first, Tim, would you come up and take your portion? You'd watch Tim Sales come up, and if you were Tim Sales of Mona V, Tim Sales would come up and he would probably take a humongous piece of that pie. In fact, half the pie. What would you all say? You'd all think, holy, Hannah, that boy's a pig. But you wouldn't worry about it. But then what if Tony walked up and he took another 2/3 of the remaining pie and go, okay, I got my fill too, thanks. And there was only this much of that pie left. You wouldn't all be going, wow, look how much pie they took, that's so cool, I'm going to do that too. You'd all start to go, holy cow, when there's going to be any left for me? The fact is, commissions are the exact same way. The company only has so much they're going to pay based on sales. So why is it when somebody walks around touting this great big humongous check, we all get all excited and go, wow, I look at it and say, you're piggy. Because there's only so much. So I would rather see a bunch of people making $1 million a year than a handful making 10. Because you're going to steal it from someone else at the bottom. This bonus is for the bottom people. That's why this compensation plan has its next competitive advantage. It is one of the few compensation plans that have a bonus specifically designed for the little people. How many bonuses do you hear about when they brag about, oh, and when you get to this size, you get This one's, oh, when you're just little itty bitty, you get something. But to the little person who's starting out, $33.75 isn't chump change. It's a lot. And it means the difference between staying or going. It means the difference between success and failure by a huge amount. Right? So you're going to brag about point number 2. We have a team lead bonus for the little guy. Next, the name ARIIX comes from the Latin root gold. ARIIX, Latin root gold. ARI, gold standard, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. I've learned that. I had to learn that rule, right? I had to learn it from my own philosophy, which used to be do unto others as they did unto you. I was a mean person. The last half of ARIIX, 2X. The 2X is a membership that you can purchase right at the beginning. You have to purchase the 2X membership in the first 8 weeks? 4 weeks. Yeah, the first 4 Fridays. You have to purchase the 2X membership, take it or leave it. Now, some of you have said, why are we doing that? Right? Get rid of it. That is the single biggest source of revenue to help pay for commissions of any item that ARIIX has. 2X membership. It is so powerful to us that we double all bonuses as a result of it. In the future, if you ever see us say we have a contest, you go like this. Oh crap, it's just a contest. If you hear us say we have an incentive plan, oh crap, it's just an incentive. If we ever say we have another big benefit, oh crap, it's a benefit. But if you hear us say the word bonus, 2X membership applies. 2X membership doubles all bonuses in the ARIIX compensation plan. So we're going to come out with another bonus, trust me, coming out at convention. It rocks. It is an enhancement. And Mark, I disagree with you. We don't want to get rid of the word enhancement. We want it to become an antonym for the rest of the industry. The opposite. An enhancement really means an enhancement. It's going to increase your pay forever. And you're going to love it. But to that end, on this 2X membership, doubles a bonus, and I told you that this bonus is a team lead bonus. So if you're a 2X member, we double it. If we double the 2X bonus of team lead, we get a total of $101.50 and 25 cents. It's an enhancement. That's good. Just went down. But it's better for your business. $101.25 pays for your auto delivery. Give or take, right? You may have a little shipping. Better than 90% retention if we can get people to that point. How do we do it in a duplicatable fashion? Here's the teaching method. You're going to walk up to Asan. You're going to say, Asan, I have put you in my downline organization, and here's how I want it to work for you. We're going to play team together. We're going to play team in that you're going to put 1 person on your power, and then you're going to put 3 on your pay. I have a little vernacular that won't stick, but I think it's cute. 1 and 3 get it free. And the 1 and 3 get it free works like this. The very first person you sponsored, Mr. A, you're going to put them right there. And so Mr. A puts their first person right there. And then you're going to put your next 3 people on your pay line. And I'm going to help you do it. Now the beautiful thing about the compensation plan is all that volume rolls up to you. So you don't care where it gets placed below you. But they do, because now look, Asan has 3 on their left, 3 on their right. As a result, these people are all generating 75 points. These people are all generating 75 points. And 3 75s on each side is 225 points in volume times 15% is $33.75. If they're a team lead and they're a 2X member, they get their product for free. You go and repeat it the same way for Miss B. And you say, B-san, I know there's no gender differentiation. You'll say to her, you say, Bisan, you put 1 on our common power, and you put 3 on your pay line. So she puts 3 on her pay line. And you tell C to do the same. You say, ma'am, put 3 on your C line and do the same. Got it? Notice how it self-perpetuates forever. As deep as you want to go, because we have elements of the binary in our plan, so no matter how deep that goes, the points are generated, they all flow up to you, everybody's making a check. And oh, by the way, if everybody's making a check, you make a matching bonus on every one of those people in a form of a check as well. That's the comp plan. Gets that easy. Question. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. You got a question? Fire away on questions. We're intimate. We can do it. I got it.
When does the system, if I just start sponsoring, let's say I sponsor 17 people next week, will the system put them in the best organized way that suits me and you?
Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely?
Is that like... No, that's not a question.
Okay, so
I don't know how to do it.
So I'm over in Japan, and I'm talking to these people. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about this company. I know nothing about it. So I was a prophet to them. I believe I could start a religion in Japan. And I believe I could start a religion because I can read what goes on without me even being there. I said, let me guess. How many of you in this room did you say had been in a network marketing company before? Holy Hannah, all of you have been in a network marketing company before, right? Let me tell you what happens the night before commission run. The night before commission run, everybody gets online to their downline application, and they look at their volume. And they go through their entire volume, and they look at where it is and where they need to place it. So what they do is then they find the optimal spot to place volume to generate the greatest commissions for them. And then what happens invariably is this person says, oh, I need 20 more points. So this person right here says, oh, I need 20 points. And this person says, oh, I need 10 points. And this person says right here, this is you, I need 25 points. So it's a race, just like eBay. Last 2 seconds you're in there bidding, trying to get the last product. So likewise, what happens here? 1 second before the deadline, you are checking to see if you have optimized this line. And if you're 25 points short, what you'll do is run out and place an order for 25 points. And you'll place that order to get it. But whenever you do that, invariably this person places their 20, this person places their 10, the 30 points roll up, and you end up buying those 25 points going, suck! I didn't need to play those, oh gosh, I wish I would. And you waste Friday nights. Yeah. So we gave Friday nights back to you. Because we're givers. And in this case, their Friday nights were once a month. And they were all laughing, they were, yeah! And I said, and the funny part is, you do it, which is illegal to downline purchase for commissions, and the company knows you do it because it's the greatest portion of their sales, so we both know what's going on, but we both pretend it's not happening. So we begged that. I said, what a stupid concept. How about if we just give them Friday night back and we do it for everybody automatically? So we have a concept called auto balance.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Auto balance is brilliant. But you know something? Auto balance really is brilliant. We were up late one night. All the smartest people we had in the company. Right? So I was there, Winham was there, and Matt Wingle was there. Everybody else went to bed. Now, on that meeting, we figured out how to do it, and here's how it works. This person right here, you, has a bucket of points. And in that bucket of points goes 2 types of points. Number 1, points from all your preferred customers. So no longer are your preferred customers attached to any single person in terms of volume. In terms of correspondence, no problem. But in terms of volume, it goes in the bucket. That makes preferred customers very valuable. More valuable than a rep from the perspective of their volume is floating. Additionally, doesn't it always bug you when the company does, you only need $75 or $100 75 points, but the kits they put together give you 77 points? It just bugs you, right? It's like 2 extra points. Gosh. That just cost me $2 extra to stay qualified. Little things that just bug you. So we try to get rid of those. Those little things just drive people nuts. Marquis sits down with me and said, you know what, I'm going to list out all these crappy things that people just hate and I hear about. I'm so sick of it. Fix that plan so you don't have those little irritants. So what did we do? We fixed it. We put the 2 extra points in the bucket. And that bucket automatically goes. So at the end of every commission run, Friday night, midnight, when we lock it down, all these little points get placed at the best possible place to optimize your commission check. And then it runs through and it checks everything. Oh, let's see. If we put the volume on this line, you'll optimize for the pay line bonus. You'll put it over here, it'll do you the income position bonus. On the matching bonus, you don't have 7 levels, you only have 4 levels. So if we optimized a pay line with that excess volume, you'd make more than you would make if you did an income position bonus. So we'll place it here.
Brilliant.
It's unbelievable. Right? So that little compensation line goes ting. He had a couple Chinese people challenge him. Winhan did. They called him up and said, hey, I wanted to place my volume here. Winhan said, why would you rather place it there? They said, because we'll make more money. Winhan said, please, I give you $1,000 if you can place that volume anywhere better than it would have generated a check for you. I'm sure of it. So she went through and challenged him. Winhan still has his $1,000. Perfect. Auto balancing is a wonderful concept for people who have been in direct selling to generate. So now what happens when you have duplicated this entire organization? We talk about all the money you make from the volume that is placed. But remember, I told you there's 2 ways you earn income. The 15% on everybody who does volume beneath you, and 15% on matching bonus. So, is this too small? I don't think so. Remember how you have them duplicating. Let's look at this. This was you. That's probably dark to see in the back, huh? This was you. And you sponsored A, B, C, and D. Correct? Now, if you sponsored A, B, thanks, Mark. If you sponsored A, B, C, and D, those people are said to be people look up to me. If you sponsor A, B, C, and D, these are said to be first generation to you. You receive matching bonus of 15%. Oh yeah. 15% on each one of those people with, as we discussed, dynamic compression. That means if people below you have not gotten their 4 people on auto delivery, guess what? They don't count yet. Nothing is more motivating than opportunity loss. Want to know when I was the most desirous to my old girlfriend? When she didn't want me anymore, so one of her girlfriends did. Then suddenly I was valuable, but when I was there, I was dirt. Because people are motivated by the fear of opportunity loss. So these 4 people are my first generation. Now, remember you had A sponsor their 4 people? Remember that? When A sponsored their 4 people, they became second generation to you. Since they become second generation to you, you receive 10% of all their base commissions. And when A repeats themselves and does it the same here, that becomes your third generation. Fourth, fifth, sixth, all the way to 7 generations. I want to show you how big the bonus is and how big 7 generations really can become. Where's my eraser? I'm all over the place. Check this out. If you sponsor 4 people and get them to duplicate, watch how fast ARIIX takes over the planet. You, first generation, sponsor 4 people and earn 15%. If those 4 sponsor 4, that means A does 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. B does 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. C does 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. D does 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16 people. So on your second generation, how many people are you receiving matching bonus on? In total, 20. 4 of which are getting 15%, 16 of which you're getting 10%. When those 4 sponsor 4, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 16 times. So that is 64 people. And for them, you earn 5%. Question, would you rather earn 4 people 15% or 16 people 10%? 16 tens is better than 4 15s. Think of them as money. Would you rather get 4 people $15 each, or would you rather get 10 people and say, I'll take my 16 people and take $10? This is better. Would you rather take 16 people's $10, or would you rather take 64 people's 5? You'd rather have 64 5s. Believe me, it's twice as good. Well, if it's twice as good, I'll bet you 4th generation is twice as good as that. So if those 64 all did 4, it's what? 64, 128, 256 people that you would earn 5% on. Our total generation of people that we now have in our business is how many? Around 320, 325 people in your downline organization. Gets better. We move to the 4th generation, or 5th generation. 5th generation is how many? You have 256 people all got 4. 512 is 1,024. All earning yet another 5%. If those 1,024 all got 4, what would it be? What is it? 496. And if those 4,096 all get 4?
16,384.
Correct. 16,384 at 5%. Total number of people in your organization, well over 20,000 people. And if only 10% of those people did any work, you'll make over $1 million a year. And if 90% is the retention rate for people who have auto delivery and have received their check, that means 10% actually stayed, which means 10% of the people did it, which means you make your $1 million and you go retire, live on the beach, and find some water.
Brilliant.
That's the whole game. There's nothing more to it. Oh, are there additional bonuses? Sure, I could spend hours talking about it. I get so excited about money and how to make it in their compensation plan. I wish they'd have a debate forum. If they put a debate forum and I say, oh, put Avon on the stand. Put Mona B on the stand. Put USANA on the stand. Shoot, I got the best compliment from my former boss. You know what he said? He said, why would anybody join ARIIX? They only got 2 things. Fred Cooper, oh, that was nice. And a comp plan. Indirectly even admitted. Yeah, that comp plan is going to be tough to beat. And the beautiful thing about acquisitions is, remember how I told you it was unique in that it was a multi-line, not a binary, not a unilevel, and not a matrix? But the other beautiful part is, do you know how happy people get when they move their entire organization over to ARIIX and this switch alone gave them a pay raise? We don't have to worry about offsetting people's income to any large extent, because our compensation plan pays out dramatically more than our competitors. Why is anyone still in Avon or Amway? We will have better training systems than Amway or Avon. And in Amway's compensation plan, we pay 60 to 65% more. Most people, when they come over, will see a 2 to 3x increase in their pay. That's why ARIIX is growing like crazy. That's why it's going nuts. I appreciate the product. I appreciate they're good. But it's going crazy because people are excited to make more money for the same amount of effort. Yeah, Tim.
Do you have time to go over rollover volume?
Yeah, I can do a rollover volume. We got 5 minutes. I just wanted questions. So you want me to go rollover or you want me to?
No.
Okay, well, Okay, rollover volume. Carryover, you want to see how it works? Okay, I want to give you, Tim's asked that I give you an example of carryover volume, so I'm going to show you how it works. Oh, believe me, only got an hour and a half. If I could show you this benefit, I'm only giving you 3. I give you 70 benefits if I could go through each one. Here is rollover volume. Here's how it works. Let's assume you have 3 lines, and this line is doing 1,000, this line's doing 500, and this line's doing 400 points. Am I writing high enough that you can see it? All right. So you have 3 lines, 1,000 on your 1.1, 500 on your 1.2, and 400 on your 1.3. How it would work is, it takes each line independent. Remember, I said it pretty simply. We pay 15% on all pay lines. Fine print, up to 2,000. You can have re-entries, no limit on the lines. But we don't care about the details, the basics. In this case, it is like taking a binary and showing these 2 lines and paying 15% on the weak leg, and taking these 2 lines and paying 15% on the weak leg. So said simply, it says 1,000 and 500 and 400, this is the power, these are the pay. So I pay 15%. So if I multiply 15% times this and 15% times this, 15% of 50 is 75, 15% of 40 is 60, total amount paid $135. Correct? Now, how does carryover work? Well, it says you had 1,000 points on your power line. You lost 500 of it because we paid you on it. You lost another 400 because we paid you on it. You still have 100 points. Those 100 points carry over to start you out on the next week. So you have a 100-point head start. Is that clear? What happens if this volume switches and this line goes to 600? If that line goes to 600, then we would still earn 515 or 75 bucks. On the 600, however, you would earn it times 15%, and you'd earn a $90 commission check. 90 and 75 moves this to 165. Now we subtract the volume. So you have 1,000 on your power, you lose 500, and you lose 600. You owe me 100 points. That's what the negative was. No, that was a return. Because on carryover volume, guess what? We don't take it negative. This zeroes out. And you start the next week whole.
Brilliant.
Brilliant! But this is why that's great. Because think about it. What if this line was 1,000, and 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 this line was 1,000? I pay you on every single pay line. So if I subtracted out all the volume you owed us back, you do minus 1,000, minus 1,000, minus 1,000, minus 1,000, minus 1,000. Shoot, you'd be 7,000 in a hole. No, I pay you on every single line. 15%. The power is always the largest line, and all the rest, the power does not need to be greater than the sum of all the pay lines. It does not need to be the sum. This is not true. Power is greater than the cumulative sum of pay. No, power must be equal to. Right? And if it's less than, we pay rollover. So, in many compensation plans, some of them brag about how they have so much volume that gets carried over. And in the Activ8 compensation plan, it gets washed. I always say, yeah, that's true. And you're never going to see that excess volume. But every week you're going to see it if I pay it out this way as opposed to carryover on throwaway. Let Motivate come talk to me about comp plans. Bring me a Motivate distributor, and if you can convince them, just go with a comp plan that's better, they're all coming to you, son. And then they're all coming to, no, I'm not done. And then they're all going to go to Amazon. And then they're all going to go to Amazon. And for some reason, they're all going to check out every other stupid MLM company on the planet. And you can circumvent it all by just saying, look, the industry is growing by tens of millions a month. Save your time. Don't check out the other compensation plans. If you're in this to make money, cut through the crap so that we don't have an army full of people who raise their hand and say, I've been with another network marketing company. We just skipped it and went right to ARIIX. Because that's what's going to happen.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. That cover your carryover. Got a couple minutes. Any more questions before we adjourn to lunch? Yeah. Yes, sir. I know I can go all day.
You've talked about
an hour and a half. I can go all day.
You've talked about how ARIIX is pioneering a lot of changes in the industry with respect to policies and procedures. And you, with respect to the compensation plan, do you envision that there'll be a lot of adjustments there, or how easy is it for a company to adopt these types of
changes?
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all, it's fairly easy because they just have to pay out more money. But since most direct selling companies are not very operationally efficient, they couldn't afford it. They're actually doing the opposite, lowering the pay. The second point is, how easy to duplicate? I do believe, I'm a prophet with my team. When we announce our change, which is an enhancement to the compensation plan, I think you're going to see several direct selling companies incorporate that one aspect of change. So, to answer your question, it's really, really difficult to change your genealogy and your structure. But unfortunately, if they did change it, they could change directly to our compensation plan because it'll fit any genealogy. The trouble is they'll end up paying out more. And a company does not want to do a direct comparison against ours because we pay out 50% of sales, not points, sales. So most companies, that would see a 15 to 20% increase. And if they're pulling an EBITDA of only 15 to 20% in profits, it would totally wipe out their profits. So why would you do our compensation plan and have to lower some of the percentages and have a direct-to-direct comparison? They would rather be able to walk around and say, look at how much pie Tim Sales is consuming. Look at how much of the pie Tony is consuming. But now that you're a little more educated, you'll say, I know, isn't that terrible? How about if they left a little for the rest of us? And in the ARIIX compensation plan, not only do we leave a little bit, but there is still no limit to how much you can make, because you can build your business infinitely wide. One power line will apply to as many pay lines as you want to apply it to. And how far down does our pay go? It is limited by $2,000 per line segment, not per line. Because a line segment is only the difference between your first income position and your second income position. So you can build infinitely deep. And when you build infinitely wide and you build infinitely deep, you get a really really, really cool logo. And to that end, for all of you who love products, that's all well and good. But most of you now are going to go to lunch. And when you go to lunch, you're going to have to pay for it. Wouldn't it be nice if you could now tell everybody there, would you like a simpler and easier way to pay for that lunch? I only got an hour and a half. If I could have had 5 hours, I could have gone through benefit after benefit after benefit that you have yet to know about, that we will continue to educate and train on, so that when you're done, the only urge I want you to have is to have to talk too much because you know too much and you're too excited. So keep it to the basics. 15% on the pay lines, and you'll receive a matching bonus on everyone you bring in of 15% as well. And you will change how people perceive the possibilities are to make money in direct selling. Because that's the biggest thing we want to change. It actually works for everyone. And to that end, I finish with my conversation on the compensation plan, and we're going to go to lunch. Thank you.